Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for checking out my channel. This is a movie review about a film called 12 Strong, starring Chris Hemsworth, Michael Pena, Michael Shannon, William Fetchner, and among others. Everyone in this film is really perfectly cast. I couldn't really say that anybody was like miscast in this film. This is a very great movie, and it's actually really awesome that we're getting movies like this in the month of January. I mean, I know we've had films like this before, like 13 Hours. It's like a lot of war movies are going towards like the January time frame. Along with, we had another release this week, Den of Thieves. I think last year we had 999, like dirty cop movies are getting thrown here, along with like Insidious, The Last Key, and stuff like that. Really not that bad of a January this year. Maybe studios are getting really confident in putting actually good material out during January. Not that I'm saying that any of these films I've mentioned are spectacular in any way, but this film, the story is where the heart is with this movie. This movie was about after the event of 9/11. 12 soldiers that are the first ones to be deployed in Afghanistan after the events of 9/11. They're the first ones that responded, and it's about the odds between them and what they were faced up against. They were 12 soldiers led by Chris Hemsworth as the captain, and they were on horsebacks. They were on horses going against tanks and militia and just these really evil Taliban people that you've seen a million times in these type of films. I mean, we always get a war movie about this, which I'm not taking anything away from it. It's just this film here was. It was very decent. It was very decent. I wouldn't say I would watch it again. It was a great story. I'm glad I experienced it. Chris Hemsworth did a great job. Michael Pena did a great job. Michael Shannon did a great job. William Fetchner's getting old as hell. That guy's getting old. I mean, I know we're all going to get old, but he was awesome. He's always in films by Jerry Bruckheimer. He was in all kinds of stuff. Armageddon, you name it. Pearl Harbor. He's been in almost everything. You can see him pop up somewhere in some big blockbuster action film. But this film was very... I don't think you should rush out to the theaters to go see it. It's adapted from a novel called The Horse Soldiers, I believe. I have not read the novel. I don't know how true to the material it is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty accurate for the most part. But yeah, it basically, this film is just about the odds that was against them and the first ones that were deployed to go up against the Taliban over in Afghanistan, and they have to like team up with an Afghan warlord in order to take down the Taliban. And that's where the strongest point of this movie was between Chris Hemsworth, who is a new captain, and the Afghan warlord. They did a lot of good character development between these two and showed both sides of what was going on and how this affected America and how this affected Afghanistan. And it was really good between those two characters. Everybody else does great for the most part. Michael Shannon's a great actor. Michael Pena's a great actor. Great, but everybody that besides Chris Hemsworth and the Afghan warlord, I can't remember his name, but they have a lot of one-on-one screen time together, and they talk about how this affects this and how this affects that. Basically, there's this one scene that I really enjoyed that was about how the Afghan warlord did not take Chris Hemsworth seriously. And I'm not giving away any spoilers or anything. Not really. This is going to be a slight spoiler, I guess, but that's on the Special Forces team. Trust Chris Hemsworth. But the Afghan warlord can tell by just having conversations with them that everybody else in the Special Forces team has got killer eyes. That's what he keeps talking about. But Chris Hemsworth has these soft, gentle eyes, I guess you would say. He said these aren't killer eyes. He said, why are you the captain? Because you don't have killer eyes. Everyone else has killer eyes. They point out Michael Shannon. He's like, look at his eyes. Killer eyes. I love this scene in the movie. There's a lot of tension built right here in this film, and it really worked for the whole film, and it paid off in the long run. This film, we get movies like this all the time in January, like I said, but this was really good. I think it's a one-time watch. If you want to go experience it in the theaters, go and do it. But you can wait till Blu-ray or 4K or whatever. This isn't something you got to rush out to the theaters to see. It's adapted by the book The Horse Soldiers, I believe. I'm not quite sure who the author is. I have not read the movie. I have not read the book, and I do not know if it's true to the source material. But it's still a very good watch. I highly recommend that. Somewhere down the line, if you don't go see it at theaters, rent it, Redbox it, buy it. It's really good. I just don't see this movie being a whole lot of rewatchability. I don't see myself watching this all the time. Like, I like Lone Survivor, even though how much I love Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg. I've only watched that film maybe twice, and that was because the second time I think it was like on HBO or something like that. But the first time I watched it, I was like, I have to own this movie. I would say I enjoyed that film a little bit better than this one, but this film is still good. Now the bad guy, the big baddie, they always have this big bad Taliban guy in these films, and he comes off to me as he's like, it's like it's pushed in your face, like he's really bad, like he's evil. He does some stuff in the film that just like throws it at you like this guy's evil. He's got to be taken down, and he's the leader of the Taliban, and he's reminds me of like a villain, the main villain off of like a Far Cry game. If you ever played a Far Cry game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Just like over the top killing and just the way the climax of the film takes place. I was like, wow, this would be a great talking to like gamers right now, this would be a great setting for a Far Cry game, I guess, because just the way it played out. You get your cliche. I mean, it has a lot of cliche moments. Like, you're telling your family about it, you're telling your kids about it, you're going back, you don't know if you're coming back. Just I'm not going to give away too many spoilers or anything like that. Very decent watch. Go see this movie. There are two great action movies that came out this weekend: Den of Thieves and 12 Strong. Both great films for them to be in the month of January. Usually this is the dumping ground for movies to go and die and forgotten and everything. But we've had a pretty, I wouldn't say great month, but it's pretty decent. I think studios are getting a little bit confident and putting better material out in the month of January. But we got something like this in January before. We got like 13 Hours, which was a great film as well. And then with Den of Thieves coming out, that's like a dirty cop heist film, kind of like modern day Heat. And I'll have a review up for that as well. I saw that over the weekend too. But both of these films have their cliches because they've been pretty much done before. But both of them are very well executed. So I would say if you don't check it out in theaters, if I had to say, I would say go check out Den of Thieves in theater. I enjoyed that a little bit more, and we'll talk about that more in that review. But if you want to check out this movie, go see it if you want a good war film. But somewhere down the line, check this film out. It deserves a viewing because just of everything that these soldiers went through. I mean, it was 12 soldiers on horses going against tanks and teaming up with the Afghan warlord. And I mean, yeah, they did have help there, but I mean, the odds against them and of coming home were slim to none, and just it was just a really great story. And I'm pretty sure the book was brilliant. It's just, movies like this have been done to death, I think. If you want to compare something like this to like Black Hawk Down, I would not say it's that epic. I don't think it's that great. I think that the best two characters of the whole film is Chris Hemsworth and the Afghan warlord, and their chemistry together and their on-screen time together, talking back and forth. Everybody else is great as well. It's just they're kind of left in the background, if you know what I'm saying. Some of them have some comedic moments and stuff like that here and there throughout the film, but they're just kind of like not really forgotten, but they just don't do a whole lot. As far as like character development or anything like that, but a little bit, not much. But 12 Strong. Have you seen it? If you have, what did you think about it? Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know. let's talk about this little policy thing. I'm gonna make this real quick. There's a new policy out. I know everyone's talking about it, and they're talking about demonetizing channels that don't have 4,000 views within a 12-month period or 1,000 subscribers. And I would really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it if everyone got me to 1,000 subscribers. But I think like it's like February 22nd. I could be wrong about that. Somewhere in February. I'm right now sitting at like 546, 547. Not a whole lot. I got the watch time down, but I don't have the subscriber base. So if I could get the subscriber base, that would be highly appreciated. And if you like this, if you like this review, if you like what I'm doing here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me out. And be looking out for my Den of Thieves review as well. Also, there's a couple other reviews I got to do too. I have not done a review for The Commuter or Insidious: The Last Key, which I know those have already been out for a week or so. But anyways, see you guys next time. Destination Station, as always, I'm Destin.